How's it going, everybody? Will with Atlanta Excellence here again, and in this video I'm going to talk about how I made over $1,000 in 1 week without any referral code bonuses. Alrighty, so let's get right into it. I'm going to sign in real quick and show you where the signing, your referral bonuses will be. So basically, okay, we'll start with Uber first since I have it pulled up. So you go into your driver sign in, wait for that to load, and then you're going to go into your invites. Alright, so that's going to tell you how to do it, and then you're going to go to track invites. So, as you can see, I've got no pending invites, and no earned to date. I don't have any referrals. Not the best thing, but whatever. I'm not banking on these. Alright, and then this is for Lyft. I already signed in, and as you can see, no history for that. Cool, so just want to get that out of the way in case people are like, oh, you just, you made all that money or half that money through referral code bonuses. No, I did not. So, now let's go into the actual payment. So, I drive for both Uber and Lyft, so I didn't make just 1,000 with Uber. I got pretty close though. Alright, let's go into dashboard. $2016, it was December 12th through 18th, yeah. Okay, so 131 and 874, that's over $1,000. And I also kind of just broke it down in a Word document. So we're going to look at that real quick. So first things first, every market's going to be different. And your market can change from time to time as more drivers come in. The new year, I'm not really sure if more drivers are signing up because it's New Year's and they might be saying, oh, I want to sign up. But, the market's going to change during different time periods. It was really nice during the holidays. It was kind of slow in the mornings, but built up in the evenings. You got some good airport rides, things like that. It's finally, here in Atlanta, it's finally starting to get back to normal where the surges are always between like 6:30 in the morning and about 8 in the morning, and then about like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon up until 6 or 7. So it's finally back to normal. But anyway, these things can fluctuate, so you guys really need to, just know your city if you want to crank out, these numbers without, basically just grinding yourself down to the floor as well as your car. And, I kind of just briefly went over my schedule. I'll go ahead and go over it right now. So Monday through Friday, I work commuter hours. I'll wake up anywhere from 4 to 4:30 in the morning, be ready by 4:45 at the latest. There's always an airport run from where I am. I live in Roswell. It's like Consultant Central. Or I'll, just drive up to Alpharetta straight down. And it's good to get to the airport early because there's a window. Traffic in Georgia is terrible. You want to be at the airport early, that way you can bring somebody back up into the city and then hit that morning surge. And then I'll usually come back here. I have a dog, so I like to take care of him, go walk him, feed him, all that stuff, make sure he's not neglected. And I'll work on other stuff too between 11 and 3:30. And I'll start back up around 3 or 3:30 and drive until I meet my goal. So let's talk about the goals I set real quick. I always set monetary goals. I don't set number of trips. I don't set how many hours I'm going to work. I set how much money I want to make that day. So Monday, 150. Tuesday and Wednesday, 100. Thursday, 150. Friday and Saturday, $200 at both those days. Now, sometimes, it'll be hit or miss. Some days, like this past Tuesday, I actually did like 130, which never really happens because I usually take a half day that day, but it worked out as really well. But, some of those days might be hit or miss. And, I kind of use Sunday as like a buffer. I know Sunday's a really good day here in Atlanta, but Sunday's just, it's the end of the week. I still get into that like kind of just relaxed, chill mode, kind of just coast. So I want to go ahead and make the money in the beginning of the week because, Fridays and Saturdays are huge, so usually I can get there. But that's my schedule, basically. And as you can see, you want to make a schedule and a plan B just in case that doesn't work. So Sunday's kind of my plan B, where I can, you know, crank out. I know I can crank out at least $150 if I need to that day. Cool. So I also want to talk about how when I started doing research, you know, there are a lot of these videos, you know, $1,000 a week, $1,200, $1,500, $1,700, $2,500 I've seen in a week, which is all possible. But remember, a lot of these videos are probably from the West Coast, and they get paid more, which I hope they do, than we do over here on the East Coast, at least here in Georgia. You know, they're also paying a lot more in taxes. So I just wanted to go over my expense breakdown. Okay, so operating expenses. So as you can see, the fair earnings, which this is before the cuts for Uber and Lyft, it's over, you know, over $1,100, which is nice. I had a fare adjustment here, didn't have one for Lyft, got 75 for the surge, not too bad. Usually get like 100, 150 on a solid week, but there weren't any game days or anything like that. But hey, I'll take it. Tips, of course, Uber doesn't tip in the app, but you can take cash tips, which I made over $100 in cash tips, and 11 for Lyft. I love Lyft's lines cancellation fee. I'm so savage with that. Like, if you're not ready and it's countdown, and it literally tells us, you know, cancel. Other riders might be waiting. I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna get those $6. Oh, so easy. All right, and this is the heartbreaker row right here. $292 going to Uber, and I mean, I didn't drive that much for Lyft, but still 38 of 152 is a pretty significant cut. So we got our net payout from Uber and Lyft. Now, here are the hours I worked. So this is something I still need to work on. I haven't really, I know how to do it, but I haven't gotten efficient enough to where I can know how many hours I'm putting into both of them combined, because I did not work 80 hours that week. I know I didn't. I usually work, like on the big days, I'll work like 10 or 11 hours a day, and there's only 7 days, so it's about 70. But cranked out a lot for Uber. Uber, I feel, owns Atlanta. You know, I'll have some lifts here and there. I kind of use it as a backup just in case Uber, I don't know, decides to terminate me, or I get in an accident with Uber and they refuse to let me drive. You know, I can always use Lyft as a backup. But Uber, just Uber all the way. I guess that's a tip. If you're in Atlanta and you're debating which one to sign up with, just do Uber, because you will have 10 times the rides. Okay. So yeah, 64 hours online. So divided by the hourly pay for that, that's $13.58, and this is still before a lot of the expenses. So, you know, not the greatest, but it's still, you know, in my mind, I still think it's a lot better than your minimum wage, especially working, you know, in, I'm trying to think of a general term, but, you know, sitting down is bad for you, but so is walking around in warehouses, lifting stuff, putting your, you know, body in danger, which I know you're kind of doing that with driving, but I feel like driving for Uber and Lyft, you know, you're not really tearing your body apart as you would be for some other jobs. And it's not that stressful in my opinion. It can be, but, you know, you can take breaks whenever you want to. A lot of jobs you can't do that. Also, you can work as long as you want, you know, but if you're working at a job where someone already determines your shift, then you're kind of stuck. So that's kind of the thing. I know there's a big argument of, you know, well, you basically don't make any money with Uber. It's not true. It's all based on, you know, revenue minus expenses is your profit. That's what it all comes down to. All right. And then paid miles, about 950. So a lot of miles going into that. That's about, usually crank about 1,100 miles a week total driving. So there's some significant depreciation on your car, but again, I'll get this in the later, but you can write it off in your taxes, and you can set yourself to where it won't, you know, destroy your life. All right, so Lyft, this one's terrible. So yeah, you know, put 15 hours in that. And this is the thing with the hours, you know, when I'm finessing the apps, when I'm waiting, both of them are on, both of them are active. So a lot of that time is just me sitting waiting for a ride, which, you know, still counts, but I'm not driving. So that's really why this number is so low, only $8.47 an hour. So total gross pay, like I said, is over $1,000 in a week. That's with them both combined, the 847 and the 131. Now, time to go into the details that a lot of these other videos don't go into. That is not what you take home. Not at all. So, this is just really a video to help all you guys out who are on the fence, especially those who are thinking of quitting your full-time job to do this. You can, and I recommend it, if your expenses aren't that high. Like, I'm a single dude living, I'm about to get 3 other roommates, so my rent's about to be hella cheap. I don't go out to eat a lot. I don't have a lot of loans. All my student loans are paid off, so I don't have to worry about that. My expenses are very, very low. So this Uber and Lyft have provided me such an opportunity to be flexible, make money while building other businesses on the side. And I'm not doing this I am doing this full time. I'm not going to do this for a 40-year career. You can't. It won't be here for us for 40 years. We're going to have autonomous driving. And that's a whole nother thing. But, so, hours combined, that's 80. It didn't work that. So, really, probably worked about 70. Hourly pay with the 70 hours, the estimated, is $14.36. Okay, so a little bit under 1,100. Alright, so how much did I net? Let's get into it. So these are the major expenses. These aren't all of them. I can't really think of the ones I didn't include. But, so, on gas. Now, I've said this in my other videos. I have a 2013 Kia Optima. It's a 4-cylinder, not a sport, nothing fancy. It was advertised 30 mpg, which is alright, but it is not good. If you're going to go full-time, I would recommend a hybrid, or something that combines at least 35 mpg. Unfortunately, it's not even 30 mpg sometimes. Usually it's 26 or 27. But again, I'm not, I'll be surprised if I do this for a year. I'm about at the 6-month mark. So I'll probably be done after 8 months. I'm getting ready to launch a bunch of stuff, which is exciting. Anyway, and then I always save up about $50 a month, if not more, for maintenance costs. You already, every month you should be changing your oil and probably your air filter too, and some other things. So that's $50 right there. So that every week, that's about $12.50. And then insurance, I'm paying $91.50 a month. So that's $22.88 rounded up. Dining out, I actually went through. I'm really bad. I eat fast food when I'm out. Love that Wendy's 4 for $4. That's where all my money goes. But I spent $15, so I was really good that week. Water and mints. I do provide water, mints, and gum for my passengers, so it's about $250 a week, roughly. Probably not even. And then vehicle depreciation. Total expenses for that week were $220, which is a lot. You're spending $1,000 a month at least to operate, at least for me. Those of you driving Prius, or those of you who have cars that are paid off and all that stuff, yours is probably less. But still, it's gonna be, a significant amount. So after expenses, I'm netting $784, which is still pretty good. Making that weekly, I mean, that's not bad. Now, quick overview for taxes. I do have another video that goes way more in depth into this. You really can't make a tax video because everybody's filing status is going to be different. I'm single. You might be married. You might have 10 kids. You might have 2 kids. You might be divorced. You might have a big house. Your income might be $70,000 a year. It might be $25,000 a year. So it's really hard to just say this is what it's going to be. But we all have to pay a federal self-employment tax, which is a little bit over 15%. Now, according to my enrolled tax agent, we can write off half of that, which is really nice. So you can save money right off that. And then my state tax here in Georgia is only, well, I don't want to say only, but 6%. It's a hell of a lot better than 10%. Alright, so it's going to be, I don't want to fudge it, but, with that percent taken off in the long run, it's probably going to be around, let's see, half of that. So let's just say 12%. Let's go ahead and do it. Sum of that times 0.2 is 12%. Equals 94, so 74 minus 94 equals 690. So I'm bringing in about 690 a week after all that, roughly. But the point is, it's still a decent amount. But other videos really won't show that. They'll just show you the big numbers and say it's possible. Get out there, get it, drive, and then people give into that without putting some forethought into it. The referral code money is nice, but it only goes so far. So just really want to educate you guys on what this business entails. It entails a lot. So this is my personal experience. I'm sure there are others in Atlanta who are doing it more efficiently. I really just set the goal. I usually don't work that much. I usually don't crank out about 70 or plus hours. I'm happy with like 50 or 60. Or certain monetary goals. I usually shoot for 7 to 8, maybe 900 a week. But I really just wanted to set this goal and knock it out of the park. Cool. So I know that was a lot of information for you guys, but I really hope this helps some of you who are on the fence. Really think about all the expenses. Again, I only went over the expenses that go into this business. You are, paying property taxes if you own property. If you shop that month or week, those are expenses too. And if this is your only source of income, that's going to have to compensate for that. So guys, just really think about what you're getting yourself into before you sign up. Educate yourself. Highly recommend finding a tax advisor. If you want a free one, I know H&R Block does some advising, but go onto LinkedIn or go just Google enrolled tax agents in my area or financial advisors in my area. They're out there. I would highly recommend paying $100 to sit down with them for a couple hours or spread out over a couple days to really figure out if this is a good move for you. And that's what I did. And for me, it is a good move. I'm loving it. Having to bust my ass, but it's worth it. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. So as always, take care.